Hey everyone, it's Tin here from LTG Home Away. We're new here and we love to travel, and we're also excited to share our adventures with you. Join us as we explore South Korea with a tour package. We'll cover what to expect, the pros and cons, and the top travel tips. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go! So first, let's talk about the tour package. We booked through WOW Travel and Tours, and it covered everything from flights, accommodations, transportation, a tour guide, and of course, meals. Now, before we dive in, make sure you're ready with all the necessary travel documents. First, you need your e-travel key code when you arrive Korea. You've settled your travel tax, your passport, of course your visa. And speaking of visa, WOW Travel already took care of our visa processing. Here's a quick rundown of our itinerary. Day 1 is our arrival in Korea, and we went straight to our hotel. Now for day 2, we had breakfast before our 8:30 a.m. call time. So our first stop was the Petite France. It's a charming French-style village with colorful buildings as you see and European architecture. Now on to our next stop, which is Nami Island. You'll be greeted with this immigration gate, but you don't actually need to present your passport. And going to the island itself, you need to board a ferry. The fee is already included in the package. You also have the option to zip line going to the island. We're proceeding toward Nami Island. So this place used to be a dump site, or it's basically an island filled with trash, and it was transformed by the former governor of the Bank of Korea into this beautiful scenic island it is today. Then it was time for lunch, and we were treated to an authentic samgyeopsal. On to the third stop of the day, we headed to Elysian Ski Resort. And we had the option to either ski or snowboard. Although it's part of the itinerary, but the activity itself is not included in the package, and so we had to pay an additional 40 USD per person. This includes the guide, ski clothes, ski equipment, and the ski shoes. We totally recommend that you watch YouTube tutorials on how to ski and learn just about the basics. We definitely enjoyed this activity as a first-time skier. So after all those activities, we had dinner, which was Korean barbecue chicken. We were brought back to our hotel, and we had the free time to explore the neighborhood. We had some street food and went to 7-Eleven for some snacks and coffee. On to day 3, and first order of business is breakfast. So first stop of the day is the Seoul Tower. So this is one of Seoul's most iconic landmarks because it offers breathtaking views of the city. So we took the cable car going to Namsan Mountain, but you also have the option to hike. And we paid an additional 20 USD per person for a back and forth cable car ride. The tower that you see over there stands 236 meters high. One of the famous things that you can do here is, of course, place love locks. Of course, we did the most touristy thing that we could do there. They do sell the colorful locks on site, but we had one spare lock lying around at the house, so we brought it to Korea and scribbled on it. And yes, we placed it there. I also saw a lot of phone cases that were used, so yeah, you could probably do that too. Hong Kong doesn't get this cold though.
Right.
So next up is the Everland theme park. It's South Korea's largest amusement park. So there were thrilling rides, attractions, and even a zoo. There was a panda zoo, but since we had limited time and the lines were long, we took the chance to just enjoy the sceneries. So Food in Everland is included in the package, and you will be given food vouchers by the tour guide, and there are different restaurants for you to choose from. We wanted to ride that. We should have ridden that. By the way, if you're traveling with seniors and PWDs, you can rent a wheelchair at just 5,000 won. So just make sure that you bring your PWD or senior ID as they strictly require it. We then visited the COEX Starfield Library. It's an open space library inside the COEX Mall. We honestly were just given a few minutes, around 30 minutes, to just tour the place. So we took pictures, and you can also have coffee, and it's basically also a shopping mall. And we were also given the opportunity to do kimbap making, and it was a very cultural experience, and it allowed us to immerse ourselves in the art of the Korean cuisine. And we also highly encourage that you tour around the neighborhood on your free time, in this case at night. In that way, you get to know more about the city and experience more of what that place has to offer. So for day 4, we were taken to this Korean ginseng museum, and we learned about the health benefits and how they're incorporated in their lifestyle. So this day was actually mostly about shopping, and the next stop was the cosmetic duty free. And they made us try different skincare, and someone over there is already bored. I wasn't able to take videos of the Sheila duty free, but there you can shop for luxury items and souvenirs. And for the rest of the afternoon till night, we enjoyed shopping and tried street food in Myeongdong.
Is that duck? Wow, Char. This is Donald Duck. Oh.
Then this is our last day, and this is our first stop.
Presidential house with blue tiled roof. I know it's not blue nowadays. We have so many different blues, so many different pink. So this used to be presidential house where presidents live.
And the next stop for the day was to head to Gyeongbokgung Palace. We witnessed this guard ceremony, and we changed into Korean hanboks. By the way, this is not also free, so we had to pay 15 USD, I believe. Yep. And before we head back to Incheon, we stopped by the Hyundai premium outlets. We honestly were just tired of shopping, and so we just grabbed some food at the convenience store. At our last stop, which is the shopping
Incheon
at
International
Incheon,
Airport.
I don't know, somewhere in Incheon, but it's like grocery shopping, or you can buy like last minute pasalubong. Then we are down to our last meal in South Korea. With all that said, we headed back to Incheon International Airport for a flight back to Cebu. Now, here are the pros and cons of joining a group tour as based on the recent experience we had. Let's start with the pros. Number 1, it's super convenient, definitely. You don't need to plan everything yourself because all itinerary is carefully arranged already by the tour operator. Second, the tour guides can provide local insights and history. You need not search anymore online, as there are also different versions that you can find. Third, transportation and hotels are already taken care of. Fourth, this is good for first-time travelers to Korea like us, and especially those with big groups, with seniors and PWD. Lastly, if you avail from an accredited travel agency, you can easily obtain a visa for short-term visits as long as you meet the necessary requirements and have no history of visa denials. Now let's move on to the cons. First, the fixed schedule. Yes, you will have less flexibility to explore on your own. Second, some places may feel a bit rushed. Third, there are shopping stops that weren't really necessary. And fourth, it may tend to get pricier than DIY travel. Oh, and I do need to mention that travel agencies may advertise an all-inclusive price, but certain activities remain optional and come with additional cost. In our case, the tour package was quoted at 46,888 pesos for a 5-day 4-night trip. However, this price did not cover travel tax, guide gratuities, checked baggage fees, and the optional experiences like the ski, cable car ride, and hanbok wearing. Overall, I think that the tour package was worth it, especially if you're traveling with family and want everything to be smooth and hassle-free. But if you're someone who loves to explore at your own pace, a DIY itinerary might be better for you. Before we end, here are some quick tips if you're planning to visit South Korea with a tour package. First, always check the weather app to plan your outfits accordingly. Second, bring extra cash for shopping, street food, and personal expenses not included in the tour. Third, you can download the Neighbor app for navigation and Papago for real-time translations. Fourth, always set your phone's time to the local Korean time zone to stay on schedule. Yes, it's very important. Arrive early at designated meeting points to maximize your sightseeing time. And lastly, familiarize yourself with the itinerary in advance to make the most of your trip. And that's a wrap on our South Korea adventure. I hope this video gave you a good idea of what it's like to travel with a tour package. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel content. See you in the skies. Peace out.